Hello, everybody. As we step into the new year, many of us are thinking about health and energy and habits that will help us feel strong mentally and physically and emotionally. These are all important things. For some reason, everybody wants to think out of it in the start of the year. Well, my guest today is Ashley Beard, who is owner and trainer at Halo Athletic Center in Waco. And her journey to fitness leadership is really not typical. She's a beauty queen, as you can tell by looking at her, but one who didn't grow up in pageants.
No, I
So
did
you were
not.
kind of a accidental beauty queen
Yeah.
as well. Really, a soccer junkie is how I've seen you describe yourself.
Yeah.
Tell me about your soccer
Yeah.
experience.
So I actually started soccer late. Most people normally start around 3 or 4. I did not start till 10 because I was a very large girl. I was, at that time, I was already like 5'7". I was, probably 120 pounds. I kept knocking everybody over. So they had put me in goal. And I have a birth defect in my left arm. So I was catching a soccer ball like this instead of typical how they catch it like this. Um, but it worked to my advantage. I never let anything stop me. I made the Olympic development team as a young age, I think around 15, and then I succeeded there at 17. I came to Baylor on a full ride soccer scholarship. I was named an All American candidate. I made the under 21 national pool team, and then I met my husband at Baylor, who also played football. And it really gave me a passion to open up the gym with Kyle Williams. And here we are 5 years later.
Well, it's awesome, and it's wonderful to see how these unexpected paths
Hmm.
see where they can lead us.
Yep.
Yeah. So you competed on this U21 USA National. What was that experience like?
It was surreal. The most amazing part of it was being able to look across the field and see Brianna Scurry, who at the time, was the pinnacle. Growing up for me, was an icon as a goalie, and so looking at her still at 40 years old at the time, even being able to play a goalie position, which back then just would never happen, was amazing. What's ironic and strange though, when you're on the under 21 team, you then have to play against the under 13-year-old boys because there's
Oh,
such a huge discrepancy
yeah.
in soccer with, speed and agility. And women's soccer, I think, is a little bit more, brute force and technicality versus the finesse and the speed of men. Hmm.
Interesting. Now you said owning Halo Athletic was kind of an accidental start as well.
Yeah.
How did that transition happen?
Yeah, so it's our passion project. So originally, my father-in-law owns a real estate investment asset management company, and so Jody and I were working for him, and we would train at WRS, which we absolutely love.
Hmm.
And Kyle was a trainer there. He's been a trainer for goodness 30 years in Waco
He's been
now.
my trainer for 30 years.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was doing outdoor workouts with him, and we were talking about, different ideas and things we had for like a boutique style gym. And so we kind of spearheaded together and came up with Halo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I know it's been his passion project as well,
Yeah.
for sure. And yeah, like I say, I've worked with him for a very long time, and he's had to make the transition from, what my goals were when I was 40 as opposed to where I am today. And I
Mhm.
want to talk more with you as we go into this about how you work with your clients and training. Um, but I want to talk about Mrs. Texas first. So you did not grow in
No.
pageants, but in 2021,
Mhm.
I remember vividly when
Yeah.
all that happened.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, right after COVID. I think, being an athlete your whole entire life and being competitive, it was something that I never thought I would ever do. It like never crossed my mind. I never was like, oh, I want to step on stage in a bikini and do interview and, wear beautiful gowns. It just wasn't my realm of things. I had modeled before. I had done New York Fashion Week. I had done things like that when I was younger, but nothing ever, speaking in a mic and doing things on stage and being able to give back to your community. That was the biggest draw, being able to
Yeah.
help. And so after my kids and, of course, gaining 60 pounds with each child, I decided, that's going to be my motivation. And it was still a sort of competition, even though once you're in pageantry, you learn it's not necessarily the competition that you're vying for. It's, making yourself a better speaker. It's meeting like minded individuals, whether they're authors, lawyers, stay at home moms. You find a connect with them, that you're able to kind of go through this together and just
Mhm.
build a community around yourself.
Yeah, do you still stay in touch with the other
Yes,
ladies?
my absolute best friends were actually at the end of January. There's three of us. We're going to Wyoming on a girls' trip, and this summer I went with another five on a cruise. So I've met some of my best friends through
That is
pageantry.
awesome.
Hmm.
How did your athletic training, though, kind of prepare you for pageantry?
Well, I don't look like your typical pageant girl in terms of muscular stature. I do have a larger frame. I'm taller. Most pageant girls, you think they look like Victoria's Secret models, and you know, they do. I had a personality that apparently they liked. I told them even in the interview, I said I will always be the tall, goofy, kid in the corner that's trying to make everyone laugh so they feel that they belong. And apparently they liked that.
That
They
that
didn't
worked.
want a pageant patty. That was for sure that year.
Okay. So, what was that year of service like? What did the Mrs. America, Texas
Yeah,
look
so
like for you?
besides prepping for America, where I did play second runner up there, that was also a
And
surprise
where
to
was
me.
that held?
In
In
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yep,
Okay.
12 days in Vegas away from your family is pretty
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
But throughout the year, community service, I mean, I judged chili cook-offs. I helped at Fuzzy Friends, of course. We love them and Betsy. Going up to Shriners and children's hospitals. My passion and my platform was perfectly imperfect. Everyone's created equal. And so I worked a lot with children with special needs or children with birth defects, children with spinal bifida, things like that. And so that's kind of where my passion drove me.
Now you mentioned
Hmm.
you have a birth defect
Yeah.
yourself. Tell
Hmm.
me more about that.
Yeah, so it's a very rare case. Most of the time, people that are born with my birth defect are typically like this. So sometimes with a stroke victim, they end up losing
Right.
their control of their wrist and it locks down at the elbow.
Mhm.
So my elbow is completely twisted, 180 degrees. So my elbow is actually right here instead of here. And so we're twisted. And then I can straighten my fingers when they're straight out. But as I bend them, I cannot straighten my middle fingers. So I
Huh.
can at least get my ring on. That's good. But I constantly caught a soccer ball saying, I love you. And, that's just how
That
I
is
live
a
my
sign,
life.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you never injured your hands doing that?
Never. I mean, I've broken every single finger and at least four of them twice. I've
Oh,
broken all my ribs, dislocated my scapula. Um,
all this
but
from athletic.
yeah, just being a
Yep.
goalie.
Well, and yeah, I don't think people realize just how dangerous
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
You know, you put your body on the line.
Yeah, and then I think they said that playing a collegiate sport for every year it like adds 10 years onto your body. So I'm that of an 80-year-old woman in my
Oh,
body.
well, wow. You don't look it. You
Well,
don't
that's
look it.
very sweet.
Um, but pageants often do emphasize different areas of
Hmm.
strength. When you
Yes.
say, what did that experience then teach you about confidence and femininity and all those
Yeah,
good
I
things?
think as a woman, I think a lot of us have self-deprecation throughout the day, like, oh, I'm not good enough, or, I am very sarcastic, so I play things off, by using my height and being a giant. And I realized that's not okay to do, and it sometimes puts me in an awkward position to realize I need to know my worth a little bit more and
Hmm.
own it. So that helped. It helped build confidence, not only in myself, but my children as well,
Mhm.
teaching them how to speak up for themselves, how to do an interview process. My daughter actually competed in her first pageant.
I know. Tell me more
Yeah.
about that.
So it was great. She blew my mind. It was absolutely amazing.
She's 10,
So she is 10. She did the McGregor Scholarship pageant. And
which is
so
a wonderful
it
pageant. Yeah.
is. It's absolutely amazing. She far exceeded my expectations.
Oh.
I am not a pageant coach by any means, but I helped her get her gown. I helped her how to walk, how to talk, do her interview, her poise on stage. It was absolutely amazing. She had an onstage question that she nailed. You can't ask for anything more, right? I mean, even as a grown adult, you sit there and you look out in the audience, and there's so
Oh,
many eyes on
it was
you.
vapor lock,
Yeah, and all of a sudden you're
really.
like, oh, even here,
What did they ask her? Do you remember?
it was how will her platform be able to impact the citizens of McGregor
Mhm.
along those lines? And
Mhm.
she did absolutely amazing. She wants to be a veterinarian when she grows
Aw.
up, and she said she wants to open up a veterinarian clinic in
Mhm.
McGregor. And the best way to do that, because there is no animal shelters there, is to be able to do pop ups for a
Mhm.
bunch of different activities that they do, like the country Christmas and things like that. So
Yeah.
she did great. And she
Yeah.
has the main one that she's focusing on is Miss Elementary at the end of January that she'll be competing at in Houston for.
Wow, wow. So, and she's enjoying it.
She
She
loves it.
loves it.
Yeah, she
Doesn't that,
loves to
did
be
that
wherever a
surprise you?
camera or mic is. Nope, not at all.
Not surprise you at all.
No.
Well, we want to talk about health and fitness
Yeah.
and the new year, and it just seems like no brainer to talk about this in
Mhm.
January
Yeah, of
because
course.
everybody's got their resolutions.
Hmm.
Hopefully they're not already broken them by now,
I hope
but
not either.
hopefully not. But how do you encourage people then to set those goals that are so necessary
Yeah,
for
I think it's
success?
just having a mindset of you have a large goal, but to get to that large goal, you need to set small goals.
Hmm.
A lot of times, especially in the fitness industry, they either look at influencers or people who are already in shape where they're doing their maintenance or they're maintaining. And for them, it's easy, right? They know what to do if they count their macros or micros, or if they're on a certain diet like keto or low carb. It's easy for them to kind of maintain that after a bit. Or if they're even doing that, they
Hmm.
sometimes may get frustrated and jump from thing to thing or binge eat because they're tired and they want some carbs and some
Yeah,
sugar at that point.
right.
But setting those small goals and having an understanding, like I was talking about earlier with the self-deprecation, you don't want to go into it being like, I'm going all in and now no carbs, because as soon as you do that, then you're going to want
You
carbs.
want them so bad.
And so every day, just resetting your goal to get to the big picture of your main goal, I think is going to be the most important. And, whether it's starting on diet or nutrition, which I don't like to ever say diet, but your nutrition, and then exercise, as long as you're moving, then you're doing better than most people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's important. It's important. It's easy to fall into extremes
Yeah.
with these kinds of
Yeah.
things.
It is. I mean, that's why eating disorders exist. You have anorexia, bulimia, obesity. You have all these things that, they're difficult to go through.
Hmm. Hmm. From your experience, both as an athlete and also as a trainer,
Mhm.
um, what does make fitness sustainable long term for people?
I think understanding fitness in general. People will think, oh, I need to go in there and just do cardio. Or then you have on the flip side, I need to go in there and just do weights. I mean, it's finding what works for you. I can sit there and say, this is what I do, X, Y, and Z, and that's not going to work for everybody.
Hmm.
That's great that people, have built their businesses off of, this is the specific type of functionality that I do, but it doesn't fit for everybody. You also, if you want a trainer, you have to find a trainer that you're going to be compatible with and is going to understand your needs, wants, desires, and your personality. And then from there, it's understanding what workout's going to be best for you. If I can sit there and say, we're going to do Taekwondo, for 2 hours, 7 days a week, well, I'm not going to like that probably because that's just not who I am. I
Yeah.
like to do kickboxing. I like to do Pilates. I like to do yoga. I like to do weights. I like to do cardio. But some people, you have to find what works for you to be able to sustain it long term.
Hmm. And at Halo, you have yoga
Yeah,
as
we
well.
do. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that
Yeah.
aspect
So
of training. Do you do yoga?
I do. I
Uh-huh.
absolutely love yoga because my body is built like a bar of soap since there's so much scar tissue and I cannot touch my toes. Amanda
Oh.
and Ariel can verify that. But Duality Yoga is ran by Amanda and Ariel, and they are absolutely amazing. Even when I moved to Dallas, I was like, the instructors just aren't the same. I've got to come back,
Mhm.
and go to Amanda and Ariel and, their staff at Duality. They're great. Amanda runs a hip hop yoga, which is amazing and so fun because I mean, I clearly have ADHD and sitting here talking, going from thing to thing. I'm like, wait, what? So a lot of times where you're standing in this position for, 3 to 5 minutes, I'm peeking, I'm
Oh,
smiling, I'm
yeah, right,
dancing. Yeah,
right.
you can't do that. But that's great. They also have smaller classes that are more relaxing, or, you're getting more toned. It's just finding the yoga class that fits you. If you don't like heat, they offer those as well. I
Mhm.
personally love to sweat. So
Mhm.
the 102 to 104, I'm like, oh, please put me in. So that way it feels like I'm getting a workout in.
Oh, yeah, no, you absolutely do, and
Mhm.
I've said this many times before. I had a physician who told me, he said, "Ann, if you will do yoga or Pilates for the rest of your life, that's the best thing you can do for yourself."
Yeah, it is. They said, I think studies have shown that, and you can't cite me on this because I don't know the studies. Everyone says that. But I think at least 3 days a week doing yoga is great. And then also as you get older, you really want to work on your grip strength. And I was
I
listening
thought
to,
you were going to say balance
no,
because
I
the
was
last thing you want to do is fall. But
yeah, but I was listening to a bunch of doctors on their podcasts, and they were saying anytime you lose your grip strength, you think about it as you get older, you won't be able to take care of yourself. You won't be
right,
able to
open a
hold your
jar
spoon,
for
open a
sure.
jar, get out of your bed, grab certain things. And so I found that
Oh,
fascinating. And so,
I
you
never
know,
thought about grip strength being an issue.
yeah, and I think for me, I
Yes.
found it fascinating because my hand on my left with my birth defect is 50% less than my right.
Sure.
And so I'm very cognizant of the fact that I have to be able to work on these imbalances to make sure that as I get older, I'm able to still grab some things because even carrying groceries in sometimes I'm like, oh boy, and there's a lot of bodies to feed and horses and cows and everything like that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Ashley, a lot more I want to talk to you about,
Yeah.
especially about whole person wellness. We talk about that when we come back, but for now, we are going to take a break. So stay with us. There's more of the show ahead. A big thank you to our sponsor, Fox & Co. Bakery. Check them out for delicious baked goods and your catering needs.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. At TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, Your Bank for Life.
Living on the road, my friends, is gonna keep you free and clean. But now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only son, but her favorite one, it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye and sank into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel. He wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Pancho met his match, on the deserts down in Mexico, and nobody heard his dying word. But that's the way it goes. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. And Dusted Pancho bit down south, ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. There ain't nobody knows. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Reports tell how Pancho fell and left his living in cheap hotels. Desert's quiet, Cleveland's cold, so the story ends are told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, but save a few for Lefty too. He only did what he had to do, and now he's growing old. And all the federal, they say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. A few great federal, they say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so long out of kindness, I suppose.
It's football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game, poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Hey Waco, meet your new favorite email. It's called the Waco Buzz, the local newsletter that skips crime and chaos and gets straight to the good stuff. New restaurants, hidden gems, weekend events, and stories that make you proud to call Waco home. It's quick, free, and written by people who love Waco as much as you do. Join thousands of neighbors who already start their mornings with the Waco Buzz at thewacobuzz.com.
At Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat, we're proud to be your premier destination in Waco for exceptional automotive service. Whether you're searching for a new vehicle, a quality pre-owned car, or dependable service and parts, our team is here to take care of you every step of the way. Visit Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Waco, where great deals, friendly service, and your next ride are waiting. Come by, let's be friends.
And I'm back with Ashley Beard, who is a trainer and owner of Halo Athletic Center in Waco. You're located on Bagby. It was
Yep.
like right off of Highway 6.
Yep.
And loop, with the loop right there. Having experienced both sports and pageantry, how do you help clients focus on health maybe rather than appearance?
It just depends on what they're wanting. I have clients that come in that they're like, hey, I want to tone up, or I have clients that are like, hey, I just want to keep my muscle mass, or I want to be able to just move, or I just want to sit there and have a therapy conversation. It's in it for all. So you have
So
to.
you do it all.
Exactly. I mean, I'm just like a hairdresser,
I know,
sit
really
there and
kind
talk.
of you are.
Yeah. And so it's finding what their needs and wants are and being able to customize a workout based on what they're wanting. It depends on if they have ailments or they have certain, issues that they're going through and trying to figure that out. I am not a PT, so, I try to advise them to those certain areas.
But there are some at Halo who do have
Yeah.
those credentials.
Yeah, we
for
do.
sure.
Yeah, we have chiropractors, massage therapists, PT, we have it all.
Yeah, it's funny. Occasionally, Kyle will say, "How do you feel? How do you feel?" And I'm kind of like, "Tell me how I look. Do I look like I don't know. Is my color bad? I mean, I don't know."
No, but most people, they're not in even though you're in your body 24/7,
Yeah.
sometimes you're not in tune with your body. So a lot of the
Yeah.
areas that we have, we don't even have mirrors because like you'll see a lot of like, we call them gym bros that like to come in and like watch
Right.
themselves lift. A lot of, younger kids do that, which, that's
Well,
great and
a
fine.
few mirrors
and-
are okay.
Yeah, a few mirrors are okay, but if you don't realize that your discrepancy on your left and your right, you're going to keep doing the same thing.
Right, and you could, and that's one of the primary reasons for me to have a trainer is that I don't, at this stage in my life, get hurt.
Yeah.
Because I could, I've done it long enough. I could go and lift weight and do what I need to do, but there's that accountability.
Yeah.
And also someone who's kind of watching, well, like in a yoga class,
Yeah.
to have the because you think you're doing it right, and they're like, oh no, you're, because there's so many little aspects to getting the pose correct or
Hmm.
whatever
Yeah.
in yoga. What role does movement play in stress management?
Oh my gosh, so much. I mean, you're moving, you're outside of your head, you're already, if you have so much stress and you're having to do something else for, say, 45 minutes to an hour, or even 30 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever you can fit in for that workout, as long as you're moving, you're thinking about something else. I mean, I a lot of the times will put on Food Network and do the treadmill. And I'm also thinking, okay, well, maybe I can make this tonight for dinner. And if I
Right,
do
you're
this
planning the
not
menu.
tonight, yeah, then I'm going to do it on Friday night. And so
I
that
know.
already clears my thoughts and my mind of stress. And just movement alone is incredible. And working on your breathing techniques are huge.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
I was going to ask you, how you balance all that with being a wife and mother too.
I always say there's a reason I'm 6 foot tall. It's like I'm a giant octopus. I've got two kids over here, a husband over here, work over here. And so I'm the type of person where I like to have lists. I like to
Hmm.
have color coordinated planners. I like to be able to have a schedule, for my kids, a schedule for myself, a schedule for my husband, a schedule for work.
Hmm.
And so I set all those out in different areas, and I love to stay busy. So I think that helps too. It's just a mindset.
Hmm. What does giving yourself grace, though, look like in the pursuit of excellence?
Yeah, besides massages and facials, it's an
Check
yeah,
and
it's an
check.
understanding at the end of the day that, I've completed all those things and I finally have gotten into a hot bath and I'm like, I did it. And now
Yeah.
I can relax. And now, I can sleep at night, not have to wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, oh, I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that. And just understanding that we're human and it's okay to make mistakes if I've missed something throughout the day, or if I wasn't able to get a workout in because I'm busy training clients, then I'm going over to the apartments, that it's okay and life will still go on. And if I don't move, as much as I did or get as many steps as I did a certain day versus another, that it's not going to make or break me. I'm still going to be a mom. I'm still going to be a wife. I'm still going to be a daughter. I'm going to be all these things, and that's not going to make me any less than.
Absolutely. Halo is known as being a very supportive culture for
Yes.
sure. Why is community so powerful as a motivator,
Yeah.
really?
Well, I think a lot of times people will go into a gym and they will get scared. If they haven't
Yeah.
been in, the fitness
It's
industry.
intimidating.
Yeah, I mean, you have these huge, large machines that guys have designed, and you're like, well, is this really necessary? And ergonomically wise, you have these things these huge bars you're pulling down, or you're then having to change the weights. And a lot of people don't know where to start. And so I think basing Halo around a sense of community and being able to welcome everyone with open arms, no matter your fitness level or your age or your size. I think looking across the room and seeing an 82-year-old woman walking the treadmill
Hmm.
and, a 16-year-old coming in training with a trainer to get ready for their sport. So they're wanting to
Yeah.
go play in college. I think that's amazing for everybody who's walking in. The 16-year-old may not look twice at someone older than them because they're focused on something. But, as they get older, you're like, wow, that's really empowering that we have 80 and 90-year-olds that are in here
Hmm.
working out. And I'm next to a 16-year-old and I am in the same place that they are. I think that's inspiring.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. Um, we talked a little bit about finding a trainer. How does giving that guidance change the outcomes for people who are trying to reach their health goals?
Yeah, I think certain people need trainers. I think there's
Hmm.
people like I don't need a trainer, but if I'm doing Pilates or if I'm doing kickboxing or yoga, I like having a trainer, especially because then I can shut my mind down.
So do you ever work out with someone? I mean, there are a
Yeah,
lot of,
yeah, I
buddy
have.
kind of, or even couples,
Yep.
that work out together.
Yeah.
I see that.
Me and Jody don't work out together. That is not a thing.
Okay.
We used to try to train each other, work out together, and I was like, "You just keep doing you, and
You
I'm
just do
gonna do
you.
me." But
I
I
hear you.
mean, Lauren was a trainer for a bit at Halo before
Hmm.
she's now the track coach, one of the assistants at Southwestern,
Yeah.
and I had her training me, and I loved it. When I do kickboxing, I need a trainer, and yoga, of course, you need a trainer.
So do
But
you ever compete with the kickboxing, or is it just movement?
no, it's just movement, and I'm probably a very aggressive person, and so getting that out is good. And I get to the point where my body just goes into full exhaustion mode after 30 minutes, and so it's like it's my breather and my sanctuary and my
Oh,
grace that I'm
interesting.
like,
Yeah.
wow, I did that. Now I'm done, and now I can go get groceries and do the 50 other things that I have to do.
Yeah.
Um, but if you do need a trainer, it's finding the right person. I think it's a huge base on personality and knowledge. Some people say that they're functional trainers, and that's great, but all trainers are functional.
Yeah.
All workouts are functional to
Right.
some extent. And so it's finding the person that's going to be the most knowledgeable for you. And maybe if there's, an issue that you're wanting or an imbalance that you have, it's finding the right person. Because we have trainers all over the map. We have Sean, who, is huge into, body, strength lifting and
Yeah, real competitive.
I mean, very competitive,
Yeah.
and he's amazing. He is number one in Texas deadlift, and so I mean, just that strength and conditioning
Wow.
there in and of itself is amazing. But it's a completely different workout and mindset than something that I do or something that Kyle does, and so we have a broad range in terms of trainers and the spectrum of what they can and cannot do.
Yeah. As I said, my goals with Kyle started out 30 years ago as a tennis player. I said, when I'm 75, I want to still be playing tennis.
Yep.
And so that means knees and ankles and elbows and the things that go out on tennis players. And we always kind of work toward strengthening of footwork and that kind of thing. And he's always kind of focused on that. And I'm not too many years out of my goal.
Yep, that's amazing.
From my goal.
Yeah.
Still playing. So yeah. So
did
I
his
mean,
job.
he did his job beautifully, and I appreciate him so much, and the fact that he has we've both gotten older together. I'll put it that way, and so from my age now, as when I was 40, it's very different what I can do, and it's been interesting over the course of that time how things that I wouldn't think about doing before, I would just suddenly, I couldn't do it.
Yep.
Like something simple, like hopping up on a step bench. I thought, when did this happen? When did I become afraid to do this? And there's just something naturally as you age. I guess it's a fear of falling. Again, you don't want to fall.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's all been very interesting, but again, I appreciate him.
Yeah.
so much,
He's
and-
amazing.
Yeah.
And he thinks outside the box. He is such a critical thinker, and the things that he comes up with
I know.
I mean, they're just amazing.
I'll say, did you lay awake at night last night thinking of that particular exercise you wanted us to
I
do?
know. And I'm like,
He
how
does
did
come
you
up with
decide to put
fun things.
bands on a wheelbarrow and add it while you're also pulling a sled? I mean, it is,
Yeah.
it's so funny the things that he come up with, but
Yeah.
they work and they're necessary
Yeah.
and it's functional.
Yeah, we used to drag tires around the parking lot at WRS. We called it Dirty Thursday.
Oh, yes.
We would use a sledgehammer on the big tires and all that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Anyway, can you share a moment when you saw a client, their life just kind of change because of the work they were doing with you?
Yeah, so I've actually had two, and the first one, she was an alcoholic, and she was a high function alcoholic, and she came to me and she said, "Ashley, I need a trainer, and I don't think you understand how life and death this is." And I said, "Okay," and we had a long conversation, and we just started with let's move, and we moved for a month, and every day I would talk to her about what she was drinking. She could message me at any time. And, like I said, we become therapists, and not that I know everything or, know what I was doing, but at least I was someone there that was a sounding board for her. Within the first month, she dropped 26 inches, total body inches, just by moving and just by, twice a week and just by talking to her on her days that she felt low. Within 6 months, she had lost 50 pounds, and she was down to, I think, 2 drinks a day, where it was an astronomical amount before.
Oh my.
And so
Yeah.
that was life-changing for me and for her.
Oh, for her, for sure.
And it was amazing, and she's sober now, and I mean, it's amazing to be able to watch that transformation happen,
Yeah.
right? Because people are thinking fitness and nutrition, but they're not thinking the other aspects that go into your body that may not be as healthy. And so that one, and then I remember working with a little girl who had muscular dystrophy, and she couldn't lift her legs up, and she was in braces, and I worked with her for a couple months, and then within 2 years, she was already being able to step up by herself on 6 inches. And
Oh,
for
my.
most people, that does not seem like a lot, right? That you're able to step on a box 6 inches.
No, but that's a big deal.
It's huge, and it was absolutely amazing. And is she ever going to get rid of muscular dystrophy? No. but it's the
Right.
small little things. And to me, those are the clients that are the most
Mm-hmm.
rewarding.
But yeah, and building that muscle around all
hmm
that. Um, what excites you most about this upcoming year at Halo?
Well, it's always a new year, so that's the most exciting.
Yeah.
I think we're going into our 6th year. We've gone leaps and bounds already with where we were wanting our business to be. You know, this is
Mm-hmm.
a passion project for my husband and I and Kyle. And it was nothing what we ever thought Halo was going to be. We wanted to have it to be where it was a place where children were able to go and to be able to, get scholarships for their sport and work on their sport specific
Mm-hmm.
strengths and, work on conditioning there. And it's a full service gym with everybody. And I think just cultivating the atmosphere and knowing everyone's name that walks in those doors and, creating a sense of pride with our clients because we love each and every single member that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think for us, it's just continuing that and building that rapport that, I would like to think that everyone, when they think of Halo, they're not like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't stand that place. They're like, wow, I love the fact that, I'm able to go in there every day and at least someone's yelling at someone to do better. That's typically me. Or lift more weights. I know you have it in you. And so it's those little pushes that I
Yeah.
think that, will
Yeah.
help us all.
So, if a listener or viewer is feeling intimidated, what is one small step they could take?
Going through the door.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
just do
just
it,
just
as they
take
say.
one foot through the door. And our staff is great at the front and they'll walk you through everything. There's all of our trainers and our front desk staff know that if you see someone in there and they're looking a little lost, to go up to them and ask if they need help. If I never want someone to think if they're with a trainer that they can't ask a question or if they need help spotting. Like we had one kid and he was like, I need a spot, and we had 2 trainers that were in there training somebody, and we just said, hey, look, y'all have to wait for a second. We need to make sure that he doesn't hurt himself. And so, it's if you don't know what a certain lift is or what it looks like, or if you want someone just to watch your posture,
Mm-hmm.
that we're here for you, and we're here to help.
Yeah. Well, it is worth anything you can put into that aspect of physical fitness. Whether it's just walking, just get outside and walk.
Yeah.
But move, as you say, just take that first step and move and get going. Your story is just great. Thank you
Well,
so
thank
much.
you.
Ashley, it's just a delight to get to hear from you again. I think you've been on this show before.
I have, and
I
I
love-
absolutely loved it.
It was like after you were Mrs. Texas.
Yeah.
And so that was several years ago.
Yeah. And I've eaten since then because I love food.
And I certainly have too. But I know I did this, but I'm going to do it again.
Okay.
It's my little question here of from inside the actor's studio. So I'm going to ask you again
It's an onstage question
because
all
I have
over.
forgotten what you told me.
Yeah.
What is your favorite word?
Ooh. My favorite word is incredible.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
Good. What is your least favorite word?
Oh, my least favorite is shut up. It has a negative connotation, and no one ever needs to say that because you're never going to say that in a positive, reinforcing way.
No. Okay, very good. What turns you on creatively, emotionally, or spiritually?
I think creatively and emotionally, color. I love color, as you can see.
Yes, I love that
I
color.
love my red. I think that's great, especially I was interior design and fashion merchandising majors at Baylor. And so anytime there's color, I think that you can always pull from that. And I think that color theory is huge in terms of your emotions and personalities, and spiritually, always God. I mean, we did name it Halo for a reason.
I know. So, what turns you off emotionally, creatively, or spiritually?
And negativity. I think negativity can be found in people and things, in someone's energy, in rush and, anger. And so just trying to stay positive all the time to kind of ward that off, or, to try and hopefully change someone's day by making their day feel better to help, spread the positivity.
What is your favorite sound?
I'm very big on sounds. I get very irritated when things like tap or it's a constant deet, deet, deet. I would say my favorite sound would be children's laughter. You can't beat that.
No, I know. Yeah, you can't be sad hearing
No,
that.
I was at Beauty and the Beast last night on Broadway in Dallas for their off-Broadway performance, and the little girls in there just laughing hysterically. I mean,
Having
it's
a ball.
contagious.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your least favorite sound?
Oh,
I mean, you mentioned the
nails on a
deep.
chalkboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's funny. Does anybody know what a chalkboard is? though,
No,
anymore?
I mean, okay, nails on anything, any surface.
Make a note. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you mentioned fashion merchandising. You
Uh-huh.
know, would you study? What other job or career would you have liked to try, or may still want to try? I don't know.
So I was at Baylor, and I was originally pre-dent. I wanted to be an orthodontist.
Okay.
And then I realized I didn't want to be in school for that long, but I ended up being at Baylor for 6 years, so I probably should have thought that one through. I would absolutely love to write for like Lux magazine or anything like that in terms of interiors or architecture. I would absolutely love that.
What job then do you know you don't want? No thanks.
I know that I do not want to be a lawyer.
Okay.
That would make me so nervous.
Okay. All right. I mean, I thoroughly get that.
Yeah.
So, one last question. When you arrive at the pearly gates, what do
Mhm.
you want to hear the Lord say?
You did great.
Yeah.
You did everything you could.
Well, you are still just knocking it out of the park,
thank
Ashley.
you.
Thank you so much
Thank you
for
having
spending
me.
some time with us today and
Yeah.
kind of getting us all motivated. And you got that bright red, and we're all
Yes,
just
move,
kind of
move,
we're
move.
ready to move into this brave new year. I
Mhm.
can't believe 2026.
Who would have thought?
Here we are.
26 is my lucky number, so here we go.
Good. Very good.
Mhm.
All right. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
This is what $500,000 in a duffel bag looks like. Actually not real. That's because it's actually prop money. It looks realistic from a distance, but up close you can see it says for motion picture purposes. Visit propmoney.com today to get your money seen or money shot right with Prop Money Inc.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. That's INTERNXT.com today. Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, for true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's KITBAG.com, Kitbag. Since 2014, we've been creating vegan, clean, and affordable skincare with proven actives and potent botanicals designed to treat your ever-changing skin. Celebrate our first decade of transformation today at facetheory.com/US-EN. Face Theory.
Tasmanian spring water range from Sand and Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself, packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid, fermented sea kelp to reduce redness, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
Baby, we could beat the sun, hun. I don't suppose you maybe wanna make a run out of Santa Rosa. Take it down to Abilene, Austin, or Bandera, somewhere that you never seen. Donde usted quiera. Rather, if you wanna stay me, someday I see ya. Shoulda make it all the way through Comancheria, reading letters from my kin, thieving on the dry sea. If you're staying here, well then I turn to prairie piracy. Cousin, load your scattergun, tighten up your cinch, then come before the cattle run. Like Lafitte the Frenchman, we'll be thieving on the herds, working up to Dodge, when by a blunderbuss of birds, feast upon the dead men. I was winding through the cedar breaks up upon the grassy arrowheads of Alabates, falling all around me, full of feathers pretty soon. Rode right into high town, found my crew at the saloon, so we tore the night down. Met a puncher with a jaw flapping from his rod gut, told us where to find them all. Should have kept his mouth shut, came upon him moving slow, strung out like a 5-wire garden, all our cattle so rifles rang like cannon fire. Up all the cattle, I hummed a little shanty, dead men from the battle I bleeding all around me. Oh, but one he came alive, tried to pull his gun clear, dueling he did not survive, with a prairie puncher privateer.
BadCreditLoans.com is a pioneering service provider that has carved a reputation in the financial industry. Simple, fast, and reliable loan application process. And its commitment to responsible borrowing makes it a trusted partner in the journey towards financial stability.
Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Whether it's sports, theater, or concert, for the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at TicketLiquidator.com. Ticket Liquidator. Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your tastes. Mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com.
Had a dream last night, I told a friend in fright about the nightmare I had the night before. Dream of smoke and fire, the reason I desired another sin I'd be living in no more. Floating in the sky, I didn't scream or cry, my flesh was dead and burning down below. Smoke billowed from my eyes like tears that fall but rise, and took the form of a dark and evil crow. Bird flew over me at once, I couldn't see. Its shadow soaked up all the daylight from the sun. Man of bones appeared, he wore a cactus beard. I turned to go, there was nowhere I could run. Now that you don't exist, there in his bony fist, he held a lantern that cut through the darkened air. That horse was standing near, the man could smell my fear. He said to take the reins, son, this is your nightmare. Mounted up that horse, her hair was black and coarse. We took off loping till we came into the light. She jumped and bucked me down, my spirit hit the ground. The prairie grass had twisted up around me tight. That night nightmare snorted by. Swore I heard her cry. You'll wait here until you're taken up to glory. Your hair to yucca grows mesquite trees from your toes, trampled down in your prairie purgatory.
Welcome to Market XLS, your all-in-one Excel solution for investors. Designed as an enterprise-grade platform, Market XLS caters to investment managers, secure and efficient investment management and research. Book your free demo.
VivoSun's mission is to empower growers with stylish and effective products, making indoor growing accessible and enjoyable for everyone. Visit vivosun.com today and get started making growing plants and vegetables easy and automatic.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. We deliver premier protection at affordable prices and express shipping. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
Mama's on her mushrooms with moss in her hair. Foxes and felines make beelines to stare at her dress, such a mess, every tatter and tear. Twirling then in a spin, drunk and dancing again, but beware. Has the tongue of a sailor that's obscene as sin. She filleted with a blade made of obsidian, like her eyes black as flies from the jar that piled in, staring blank through the brine, proper pickled on shine, fine you win. We'll go say our hellos, who knows, maybe she's nice. Faulty rumor consumers say madmen and mice lay their schemes, but it seems they should have thought twice. They're consumed, rather doomed, by this pretty perfumed vixen vice. Oh, say you're so handsome, a ransom you'd fetch from my grip. Take a sip, Should you fall, I will catch you out wandering down my dark holler. You fell in my home, I will tend your wounds well. For there's gators and gulls that drag fools to their end. Be it rough, even with enough sheets to the wind, you'll be here for the pain. Poor thing, your head's cut, let me sew it shut. See, I'd welcome the company, come with me, my dear. There's no telling nor spelling the words that you'll hear. Should I leave you outside your hide they may seek, for their sinners and serpents and saints on the banks of this creek.
Natural Cycles identifies your fertile window by analyzing changes in your temperature. Just measure in the morning, add your temperature into the app, then learn which days you can and cannot get pregnant. It's that easy. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
It's the Restore Clarity Focus Patch, my little secret weapon for staying sharp, focused, and on task. Each box comes with simple instructions inside, so you always know exactly how to apply it. Each patch lasts for 3 days. I love that I can wear it all day.
Launched in 2023, ushers in a new era of sapphire ice cooling technology, offering nearly painless hair reduction in just 3 weeks. That's ulike.com. You like.
Looked effortless.
Man, watch this.
Layups, floaters, threes. He was like an unsolvable equation.
I was born like this.
His resilience, his strength, his belief, adversity never stood a chance.
Know your power.
We offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at bizchair.com to transform your business.
Experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
BosleyMD.com.
At Tusane's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Visit Tusanes.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.